Yo, what's up, everyone? All right, so today's video is about Tesla. Of course, everyone's been talking about it. It's been on the news. It's been in everyone's mouth for the last couple of days. I mean, starting yesterday. Of course, because of their split news, and then there's some news today about the Berlin factory and how they have a lot of hiring going on in Texas for their new factory over there. So there's a lot going on, and here on the left you'll see the stocks I want to talk about today. Definitely Tesla. Also want to compare it with Apple, and then I want to throw in Amazon, Boeing, and DFEN. Tesla. I'm gonna go over their chart, the split news, and see how it's pricing in what we're seeing. Apple. I want to use it as reference because of their earnings beat and their split news. And then I'm throwing in Amazon because I feel like they're going to be another one that announces a split. It would make sense if they do like a 3-1, or 4-1 to kind of like boost them up to a 4,000 range. So that way when they split, they're like 1,000 a share. Who knows what they'll be, because they also beat, but they did not move up a lot. So we saw Tesla beat and they didn't move up a lot, but now it is. We're starting to see that climb again, and I'm kind of anticipating Amazon to do the same. So I threw Boeing in there and DFEN. Boeing because of it's been on the downslope for a while and it's had a pretty good climbs in the last week, along with DFEN. It's a ETF for defense and aerospace, and pretty much that sector is doing good right now, or it's starting to climb again. I believe it's because of the stimulus and some news coming out. So yeah, to start off, I'm gonna start off with Tesla. So of course, it's been on a downtrend for about a month, or not really downtrend, but just like staying kind of flat. I guess these are your downtrend right there, but it's been staying kind of flat for the last month, especially this last week. It kind of started to come down, and that was a premium killer for contracts. And for anyone who picked up contracts in the last couple of days, and if you held throughout the day today, like I guess about an hour before the market closed, you're pretty much getting paid out. Or if you held, you're probably going to hold for another, I don't know, a week, or see how much volume this rally climbs to. But yeah, so yesterday I actually had a call since last Thursday, a $2,200 call for the end of the month. I just read a lot of rumors that they were going to join the S&P already, or that there was going to be announced, but my contract started losing premium and I ended up selling. But then this morning I ended up getting 3 contracts and sold one for 100% profit, and I'm holding the other 2. I sold the first one to get my money back. I'm holding the other 2 until this thing keeps climbing and like I guess levels off. So if you're worried if it's going to start to drop, just look at this 3-month chart. The way I have my moving average is set to pretty much show me when I should be buying. And I don't know why I sold when I should have bought more. But yeah, you'll see here that it's finally above its moving average again based off the news. And it's pretty much going to do something similar to this right here. When it crosses moving, it nearly crossed the moving average right there, but over here you'll see that when it crossed, it went on a pretty strong rally. I believe this is the rally from earnings, or up to earnings, and then it leveled off here, and yeah. So this is what I'm saying. This split news is big. People are going to say that it's not going to add to their market capital. It does not make them more valuable, but how I guess Jim Cramer put it and how others see it, once your single share, how many ever shares you have, once they split, it's going to move a lot slower, and it, in a way, it kind of locks in that price. Yeah, it's going to fluctuate a good amount, but nothing like it does right now because it's super volatile. So seeing that they're going to do a split and they haven't done a split before, it should be really good for their share value. Now, how much they'll climb is a question that everyone's wondering about. Since yesterday, when they closed, they announced the split, and it jumped about 7%. after hours. So the way Apple moved, and this is why I have them here. The way Apple moved, they of course they beat earnings, and then that was a 10% move, and then they climbed, and it was about a 25% move. So with earnings beat, that was a huge jump, and with the split news, that was another. That pretty much continued the rally. So it was pretty much a 25% move, right? Now it's not gonna move Tesla the same way. They did beat earnings, but it did not move up like 15 or 10%. You know, without split news. If they announced that they beat and then did split news, maybe a 25% move, but they just stayed flat and haven't moved since. So if anything, I was since yesterday once they announced, I was anticipating an 18%. Sorry, when they announced the split, it was a 7% move, and after that, I'm seeing an upside of 18%. So today's percentage was 13. So I see that tomorrow or in the next week, we should still see another 5% move up from here. If we sidestep, then that's not too bad. If we do something like this, let me draw it on here. Pretty much like that, then that's perfectly fine. That's actually healthy, and I would rather see that than see another shoot up. But what was that? That was weird. But yeah, I think they saw a lot of room to go. Same as Apple. I believe now that Tesla announced their split, it kind of just adds hype to the company splitting. We've seen a lot of reverse splits, but this is this is the first I guess wave of splits. I mean, it's only two, but I mean, who knows how many more we'll see, right? So that's why I wanted to bring in Amazon. Just like Tesla, right? They had a huge run up for earnings, and after they beat earnings, it didn't really go anywhere. It stayed flat right here. So if you look at them, they went below their moving average as well, and with this little market rally or today's jump, they moved above their moving average, right? So I'm interested in getting a call option for them, like maybe 3 weeks out, and I have to be pretty far out the money. But if they're the next ones to announce, then just like Tesla, you'll see a huge payout or a huge gain in your calls. So that's pretty much what I want to talk about. Tesla, I'm gonna be watching it for sure, just like everyone else, just like you are. And yeah, we'll see what happens, because this is gonna be really interesting. Hopefully it just keeps on going, but then in a way I also hope it levels off, because this climb is just intense. They're saying that this isn't too crazy. In a way it's not, because it's if you look at this and I guess you hear no news, right, you'd say like, oh, it's regular fluctuation. But hearing that it's split news, this looks like it's a start of something big. So it's going to be pretty interesting. This is not financial advice. I don't recommend you trade or buy or sell anything we talk about here. This is pretty much just going over stuff that you've heard about. But so with that being said, just keep watching. If you're holding something, I would say that don't sell or don't buy until you see a good opportunity. Meaning, if you see a huge run up, don't buy out of FOMO. If you see it drop down, then don't sell because you think it's gonna keep falling. Just pretty much stick to what you're comfortable with. Don't do anything crazy and sudden. If you're watching it and you have your own analysis on this, then go ahead and make a move, but just be careful. And yeah, so just to kind of tap into Boeing and DFEN, I almost forgot. I got a call for Boeing this morning after I sold my one Tesla call. I got a Tesla share, and then I got a Boeing call. It was a cheap call, and it cost me $77. It was pretty much a $210 call for August 28th. Pretty much, it had this rally and then came back down. So I'm anticipating another climb up. I got it right about here. I wasn't timing the market. It's when I just happened to see that it was on the downtrend, and I was like, okay, you know what? This looks like it's gonna be on an uptrend, and I got the call. So we'll see how it plays out. Also, now that I look at their chart, I should have looked at it before I got the call. That would have been a smarter decision. But yeah, they've been on an uptrend for like the last week. They had their bounce from 158, 160, and they've been on a climb now. So maybe this kind of signals some good news coming, something that helps the market rally again, which would be great because we've seen that the SPY hit an all-time high, but then it came back down and it closed back down below an all-time high. So if it tries again and it stays above it, it'll be interesting. We might see another market rally. So it'll be good for everybody except the shorts. But yeah, so DFEN. If you don't want to play Boeing, you can play DFEN. I have some shares. I think I have a couple contracts. I'll have to look again. But I got contracts right about the $11 range just because I feel like it's been once you see this moving average come down like this, I feel like it's going to start to swing up. So seeing that it was below the moving average, I went ahead and got a couple calls, and then I'm just going to hold that until we see some more news or anything that will cause it to come down. But until then, I'm just going to hold. And yeah, so let me know what you think about the video. If you have any input, if there's something else you want me to talk about, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. And yeah, let's see what happens with Tesla. All right, see you guys in the next one.